Hello team, and welcome back to another healthy dose of Daggerheart MDT, playing Motherboard. My name is CJ, I am your DM, and we welcome back our Case Conferencing Crusaders. Say hi, Case Conferencing Crusaders.
Hi, Case
Hi,
Conferencing
Case
Crusaders.
Hello.
It's just Case and conferencing.
And
tricky
down
one.
one case member, nonetheless will be taking on the Cultists of the Fatherboard in this ravine. Our heroes last episode managed to ally themselves with some robot pterodactyls, and seeing the need to free a robot T-Rex, Kid decided to kick the Fatherboard cultist into the ravine, and as they sailed through the air, that was where we left them. We see the northwest, some sort of odd tower they've sent a message to. We did see to the southwest, pterodactyls ready to ride, Amox having struck a bargain. To the southeast, Kid, Tidlick, ready to free a T-Rex, presumably. And to the northeast, the center of the operations, eggs, cranes, machines, and some sort of lackeys of the Fatherboard. Adventurers, let's do it. What do you do as this cultist scream echoes, falling into the ravine? I will allow you to take the spotlight.
Sorry, can I just check where I am? I wasn't here last time, and Tidlick has been moving independently.
So I put you
Dispossessed
down as the
corpse.
little frog guy to the southeast.
Southeast,
But
yeah.
if you think Tidlick would have been somewhere else, I can absolutely move you.
No, that's right. I take it that's a little team heading for the T-Rex, I believe. Is that
Absolutely.
right? And we're there ready to free a T-Rex, who we're
So
pretty
at the
sure is
moment-
on our side.
Pretty sure.
It's a
Pretty
baby.
sure. Yeah. For
So-
a teenager.
Oh yeah, sorry, this guy. Into the ravine. Leaving just AJ, Kid, and Tidlick. To the northeast, just for scope, I guess. You see people up here doing something. Working on some sort of egg hatchery. There's a couple guys up on the ridge, a couple guys on the crane. There's this bridge over the ravine, and someone had been sent a message and was sort of running across the bridge. And to the southwest here, we see Amox and Lily Police sort of chatting it up with some pterodactyls, ready to do whatever they are planning to do. To the west, Inoki and Collaborative Learning Engineering operative Cleo are sort of just hanging out in the forest at your request, but they can be called upon if you think they are needed.
All right. Can we see any of the other cultists from our vantage point near the T-Rex?
I would say it's hard. They're pretty far away, so if I put that on the map, let's say... I'm going to say you can't see them right now. I'm going to say there's blocking... The only guy you can see is the one running across the bridge. The others are sort of blocked in view by the cranes and the foliage.
Okay. Do we think someone may have heard that scream?
Yeah, I'm going to say
we
someone
keep
did hear that
going?
scream. And I'm actually going to burn a fear to lower the countdown to 4 as that guy starts to complete his run across the bridge.
Can we move? Can I move up into behind try and take cover kind of closer to the bridge, but for myself from those to the north?
Yep. Where would you like to go? So more behind the bridge?
Yeah, I didn't know if there was if this is shrubbery that I could conceal myself behind, or can I conceal myself behind the bridge from the north? Yeah.
You could easily enough do that. If you're looking to get the hidden condition, I would want you to roll me something just for completeness. Let's say...
There are lots of things I can roll.
I would probably say finesse. That's for hiding. You could add something appropriate.
Do I have anything appropriate? No, not really, I don't think. I can vault and scale things really well. Right. I got a 20 with hope.
A 20 with hope. Yeah, you are pretty certain. You are hidden. You are you are Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. You know, you got mud on. You're in the ground watching this guy.
I just identify more with the Predator in Predator, who is invisible.
What's fair?
Wants to run forward to try and get this T-Rex free. It was, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Tidlick's going to help. free the T-Rex, I think.
So
Already.
the T-Rex is held down by 2 chains. You tell me how you want to try and get it. So there's 2 chains overlying the T-Rex. You could try and encourage it. You could try and break the chains physically. You could do something wacky. I'm open to whatever you want to do. But tell me what, and we'll roll something.
I mean, first, Ginger, my companion, is going to go and try and make friends with the T-Rex.
Sure.
And provide reassurance.
Yeah,
If the
I would
chains-
allow you to roll advantage if that's what you want Ginger to do. So adding
That is
a
what I want Ginger to
D6.
do. A D6?
Yep.
Oh, that's a 1 on a D6.
Roll 2d12 to add to that.
That's a 8 with fear.
8 with fear. I will take the fear. I would say Ginger runs up to the T-Rex and actually startles it, and the T-Rex sort of looks up and just like stomps and tries to, swipe at Ginger, and Ginger escapes just narrowly. But doing so has really caught the attention of some of the lackeys to the north. They do not see Kid, but they can see something's going wrong with the T-Rex. You see the guy on the ridge with that fear is actually going to take a quick shot. So this is a port of a jagged knife sniper, and they're going to roll an unseen strike.
This is the Boba Fett looking guy.
Yeah, this is the guy with the sniper rifle in the picture.
Yeah. And you said he's up on a ridge?
Yep, he misses anyway. So the shot pings off, does not hit, but I'll give you this sort of... He reveals himself more. As he takes the shot, you can see that he's this guy up here. Well, there's a cool effect I can add on there just to show you. Let's say fire. What does that do? Yeah, this guy takes a shot. It also draws your attention to this guy up here who you're not sure what his deal is. He looks sort of older, a bit grey. He's you can't see much detail from here. He's really up high on the ridge, but you see the sniper now quite clearly. He won't be able to make hidden shots, but there is a sniper on the ridge you're going to have to deal with somehow. There are 2 guys also working on the crane somewhere over here. There's 2 guys working on the crane, digging up eggs, doing something.
All right, let's get these chains out.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
take it.
So roll me a strength equivalent check. So that's a... What do we call this in that? Still strength. Yeah.
Drink.
10 with hope.
10 with hope. You
I've
start
got
to
a-
loosen one chain. What did you get, Sean? Sorry.
I got an 18 with hope.
Yep. Okay, so with that, you guys managed to dislodge one chain, and the T-Rex is starting to pull 3, and the difficulty check on the next chain is going to be lower. Yeah. Who's up next?
I guess I'll try and fly in onto the sniper on the pterodactyl.
So you guys are going to call this pterodactyl run? I imagine Lily Pilly's probably going to fly in with you guys. What are you aiming to do, Amox? Where are you guys going for? Are you going for the guys with the crane? Are you sort of flying to support Kid? What are you doing?
We'll go support Kid and try and go for the one that's sniping him. Then
Yeah. So you're going to fly
Yep.
up there. With the pterodactyl's movement speed, you would be able to get right up there.
Chris, is the other holy man, is he on the ridge as well?
Yes.
Or, yeah. Just
Are
like
we gonna
further around.
Are we going to try to intercept the guy who's run across the bridge?
Up to you guys.
Just out of interest.
How far away is the person across the bridge?
You can get him. He's only just heading into the forest now. So you could have a swipe at him as you fly by, or you can let him go off. He seems to be running for some sort of tower in the northwest.
And he out of bow range for room.
Far range. Let's check.
60 feet.
60 feet. Oh, actually, I don't know. In D&D, you could actually probably have a shot. I'm not sure with Daggerheart. Let me check. 60 feet's not impossible. Daggerheart. It's a far range, but you could do it. You'd have to make it. I'd say you'd have to make a. Give me an agility roll. So, or
It's a 11 with hope.
So with an 11, it just sort of. It doesn't cause any negative repercussions, but the arrow sort of shoots out in the ravine, and the wind and the sort of the interacting factors of the ravine, it just skims off to the side, doesn't quite hit him with an 11.
can I also try
I'm
and
gonna-
blast them on the
Yeah.
as we fly by.
Yeah. What do you do, Amos?
I'll also fire out a blighting strike at him as well as a drive-by. So I'll roll I came back with a 9 with hope.
9 with host. This guy seems to be a ninja. He just he ducks, he weaves through the shadow clone jutsu, and 2 other guys pop out, and you just don't know what. You can't really hit him, and he will disappear into the forest with 2 misses. So he's made his way to he's making his way towards that tower. You also hear some sort of sound from Inoki. You're not sure what's happened, but they're in the same general region of the forest, and you're uncertain what's happening there now. But you are able to make your way towards the sniper if you wish.
Yep.
I would say. Do you think Lilyfilly would have a shot at the sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's say Lilyfilly she can do a few cool things. She's going to hex the sniper. Actually, no, she can't do that until she's attacked. That's a shame. Oh, she can make a voice of dread. That sounds fun. Let's do that. You can magically speak directly into the ears of a creature you can see to torment them with your words. Make a spell cast roll against them. They mark a stress and become vulnerable. That's very nice. She gets a 15 critical success. Okay, so 15 critical success, 7 and 7. This sniper is now stressed and is now vulnerable. So that's nice. That's very nice.
So I'm going to break my hide that was so successful. And I'm hoping to be able to move forward and use my Calprine leap to actually close and vault using as a vault that ravine because of my mountain, my ridgeborn steady abilities. I've got advantages on dangerous terrains, and then the Calprine leap is from my fawn ancestry, allowing me to climb barriers.
So you're trying to where are you
I'm trying to
get towards
engage
these guys?
with him. I'm trying to
the
trying
sniper?
to close the gap on the sniper as well.
Yeah, you could do that. Particularly with your background, that would not be hard. That's only 20 feet. You could get there without an agility roll. Would you want to be on this sort of west side, closer to the crane, or sneaking around to the sort of east?
Probably try and come up from the east so that
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
not exposed. And then can I use my Crimson Right to enchant my strike and then take a hit at him?
You can absolutely do that.
So the Crimson Right gives me an extra, only if I actually hit, but I have to mark a hit point for it. And then with my ability, I do extra damage. But for, again, if I actually hit, I get twice my marked number of hit points. And at the moment, I've got 3 hit points marked. But I guess I should see if I actually hit him. What do you want me to roll for that? Just a duality dice?
Yeah, so you're attacking with
My longsword. Oh, yeah, here it is.
your longsword should have a bonus to it of some sort.
Yeah,
otherwise
it's got
I'll just do
agility.
duality.
So it's a 17 with fear.
17 with fear. That will beat the difficulty, so you do hit them. I will take into account that fear in a sec, but you tell me how much damage it does.
Let me make sure I do it correctly. So the one, I'm going to make sure it's doing everything correctly. I do none. Yeah, so that's added. Okay, so that's on there. And then, all right, so we rolled.
Oh, you can actually have advantage too, Mike, because that character's vulnerable now. So you can add a
What does
D6.
that do? Add a D6.
Add a D6. Lilyfilly's made him vulnerable and sort of has spoken the words of dread, which I'm not sure. I think it's more something like, and your thumbs shall dislocate, and you shall double the right.
So, if I'll just have to add that after. How do I do that? So I rolled a 9, and that includes my Crimson Right. But then I get +6, and then plus the D6. Because the +6 is from the power through pain, and then if I roll a D6, I just want to roll the D6 by itself, not with the duality. I'm just going to physically roll it.
Yeah, I've been doing that sometimes. I just roll sometimes. It's just easiest.
So that's another 2. So it's 13 +6 +2. So 21.
21 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this
Did
guy's
I-
thresholds are like 4 and 7.
Okay.
Actually, is that to hit or to do damage?
That was to do damage. The hit was the 17.
Yeah. This guy goes down. Sniper gets taken out. As you take out the sniper, the other figure on the ridge sort of looks over at you, and you can see sort of a thick steel grey beard, sort of sharp chin, sort of swept back, partially balding hair, sort of receding hairline, eye patch, broad-shouldered man, sort of a cloak worn over his shoulders, but his arms not through the pockets. And you can see on his chest there's this really odd raiment of bone and pieces of old remnants, so metallic remnant fragments strapped to what looks like electrical circuitry, and that's in the place of his chest plate. And he sort of looks over as the sniper goes down and holds up a hand. And as he holds up a hand, something flows from the sniper towards the older man, and he sort of picks up a giant hammer with a nail protruding from the end. And he is going to use Find the Faithful, and he's going to summon 2 more Acolytes down the cables. And you see 2 more Acolytes of the Fatherboard come sliding down the cables, and they're going to enter and do something on their next turn. So you see the battlefield has become more complicated, and that is all they can do with the amount of fear I have now.
Wow, can we free this T-Rex? The other chain?
Yep.
Strength again. Oh, this time only a 7 with fear.
Yeah, it's not going to do it. With fear, I want you to make you and AJ will both take a point of stress as this T-Rex sort of... I can't emphasize this more. You're trying to free an almost semi-rabid T-Rex who's like been chained up and beaten, and it is very wild, and you are trying to do this under pressure. So mark a stress each. You don't take any damage, but the T-Rex is now harder to free as it's sort of whirling around wildly, partially freed.
Rim will have a crack at dislodging the chain.
Give me a check. You need to roll 13 or higher.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wait. Nope. That's a 8 with fear.
8 with fear. Yeah, no. With an 8 with fear, I want you guys to mark 1 damage. So you mark 1 damage. Also, you draw the attention of the man on the ridge, and he is going to use his feature. He's going to use Ashfall and Reinforcements. So he's going to mark a stress, and he's going to hold up his hands, and the holy raiment on his chest lights up, and electrical sparks fire, and ash pours out from him and starts to fill the ravine. And as that happens, I want everyone to make me a Constitution check equivalent. So that would be a... What is that in Daggerheart? That would probably be strength. You can make strength or agility, depending on how your characters would sort of avoid it by out of choking ash.
15 with fear.
Yep. Anyone under 10 would suffer consequences.
I'm a 14 with fear.
I'm a 20 with fear.
I'm a 14 with fear.
Okay, so you guys actually dodge the ash. There is some difficulty with ranged attacks while this choking cloud of ash is filling the ravine, but you don't take any damage. As you pour all that fear in, he's going to look up and use another round of fear too. He's going to command the faithful, and you see the guys working on the eggs are going to move up, as well as the guys coming down the ramp, and they're going to start making their way towards you. These guys are going to flank you and take some swipes at the Pterodactyl and at Lily Pilly. So these guys do... Let's roll 2d20. Neither hit. These guys are terrible. So they rolled a 3 and an 8. So these cultists sort of like clutch their fists to their chest and then charge up the ravine. They've got sort of tools and mechanics like wrenches and hammers, and they sort of take swipes at you, but you're sort of flying on pterodactyls, and it's very hard to get a hit in. Yeah. And I will pass the turn to you guys. What do you want to do?
In response to seeing the glowy hands man, Room's going to just rip an arrow at them. I know you said bash and stuff, but maybe deciding that might be a bit more pertinent than the rabid T-Rex.
Yeah.
And we'll lose a
It's
shot.
a T-Rex. I don't want to slip
using-
on your dreams, but
Say it. Spending a hope to use Ranger's focus in this attack. It is 11-13 with hope.
yep. And what are you trying to do? Sorry, AJ. You're
Shoot glowy hands man.
yeah.
The ridge. Sorry.
A 13 doesn't do it.
Balls.
I'm gonna rush Glowy Handsman as well because I wasn't engaged by them, was I? It was.
No, you're not engaged. Do you want to get any closer, AJ?
Yeah, I'll start moving towards there, away from.
Because you can get pretty close, like depending on where you want to be. I imagine Ginger comes with you too.
Yes.
Sorry, kid, I interrupted you.
So I'm going to rush him, and while I'm charging at him, my horns are going to glow, and I'm going to cast Blood and Maledict, which I
very
have to
nice.
spend 3 hope for, which gives me advantage against the target, and which will be Glowy Hands Man, until I take severe damage or I use it again.
Very nice.
And I can only do that once, but I think he's worth it.
Do you want to get up into close, like
Yeah,
immediate
yeah, I'm
range?
charging him and trying to engage. I'm just casting that on my way there.
And then can I take a swing at him?
You absolutely can.
Hold on. It's a 7 with hope. Oh, I get advantage though. Does that count for the hit or only the damage?
What does the text say? Sorry, this blood malady.
No, it just says you have advantage on all action rolls against the target.
Yeah, I would say you have advantage. Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, even if I get 6, it's not going to be high.
No, you need a 14 to hit this guy. I'll let you guys know now.
It's not going to work then.
And
Yeah, the 2.
he sort of looks at you and is like, "Why do you stop our work? It's the work of the Overlord."
Value.
Lover.
I don't see the value, mate.
Yeah. What do you guys do as Kid sort of swings in and gets right up in his grill?
Tidlick's going to jump up on that bridge and take on those 2 guys who are coming across. That's a very Tidlick thing to do.
Yes.
Classic.
Love it.
Am I
Classic
classic
Tidlick.
Tidlick?
Classic
Classic
Tidlick.
Tidlick.
So can I take a swing at that guy?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I'm going to spend 3 hope to get no mercy. I spend 3 hope to get a +1 bonus to attack rolls.
Ooh, very nice.
And swing my long sword. And that's 14 with fear.
That'll hit. I will take the fear. That'll hit.
And then for damage at 13.
13. Okay. So a couple of things happen. With a 13, you clock this guy and basically take him out. Do you knock him into the ravine for flavor? Like, do you just like cut him open, or do you like kick him off the bridge?
I'm envisaging like Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace, sliced in half and falling.
Right.
Oh, you are Darth
no.
Maul.
No, not me. I'm not Darth Maul. I'm Obi.
You're Obi.
And little do I
Sorry,
know
yeah,
he's
yeah,
going to come back. He's going to come back in an animation in a few years' time. But for now,
As a
I'm pretty sure
scorpion.
that's right.
As he dies, something glows on him, and the father or leader on the ridge sort of something flows from the cultist to the leader and sort of lights up his chest. And as that happens, he sort of claps his hands together and bows his head and will use judgment from above. And as that happens, he looks at one of the pterodactyls that Amox is riding. He looks at Tidlick on the bridge, and he looks at Ginger next to Room. And I'm going to roll attacks on those 3. Let's see if he hits them. So He misses the pterodactyl. He misses Tiddly, but he does hit Ginger. And you see this black bolt streaked with electric blue sort of plunges from the sky, hits Ginger, and Ginger takes 6 damage. So depending on what threshold Ginger has, that's reasonable, and is knocked closer to the edge of the ravine. So this leader sort of hoists his hammer and just looks at you all and is like, "Filthy remnants. Fuck you."
Kick my dog.
Can I? I'll crack 3 hopes and initiate a tag team attack with Kid.
Go for it. Ooh. What's that do?
So I think reading up now. So essentially, we both met separate action rolls, but before resolving a roll's outcome, choose a roll to apply for both our results. And if we both roll on a rolled hope, we both get a hope as well. And on rolls fear, GM gains a fear too. So I think 'cause we only have to do it once per session. Please tag
Right.
teams. So I think
And we
I
both
will.
roll?
Yes. So I will leap off my pterodactyl, and I will grab onto Kid's horns, and I'll infuse it with my dark digital energies.
Yes, radioactive dark digital energy.
So you're
And-
swinging around on my horns, and I'm trying to swing at him with my sword.
So I guess I'll
Alright.
just roll for it. So I rolled.
Yeah, so
a-
both of you roll.
So we both
And-
rolled.
You both roll. And so both players make independent action rolls using their duality dice. Before applying the effects, the players choose which of the 2 roll results will count as the outcome for both of them. So
I got an
I read
18 with hope.
I got 18 on hope too.
Oh, is that a critical?
you know what? I think that earns you a critical. I think statistically the odds of that are so unlikely that it should be.
I know. I had to clamber my way there, but it got there. What is
I guess with
I
a-
forget what a critical means in this. I was attacking him. So are you attacking? Does this mean that we both get to do our action?
You both can describe flavor text wise what you do to team up, but it would only
Yeah.
be one of you who actually, like, the highest roll would traditionally then
Right.
do the damage.
Okay.
So you can clear a stress from the critical and you gain a hope. Yeah. And on an attack roll, you deal extra damage. Let's see what that is.
So we succeed a tag team roll. You both roll damage and add the totals together to determine the damage
very
dealt.
nice. Okay.
What do we roll for a critical?
That makes more sense, actually. When you critically succeed on an attack roll, you deal extra damage as described in the damage roll section. What does it say?
The maximum possible value of your damage dice added to your standard damage roll.
Sounds good to me. Let's make it happen.
Okay. It would mean I get
25 damage.
Yeah, that hits his. That passes all his thresholds. So he takes a decent chunk of. Like, he's looking a little rough. He's like taking maybe.
Then what
Maybe
did,
half
what did
his
you do
health?
for damage, Alex?
So if I roll 2d6s, and I roll 9 naturally, that's 21 then?
Yes.
I think it's no. Oh yeah, added to your standard damage roll.
Yeah. So you do maximum plus you then roll again.
And don't roll.
Oh,
So is that
that was just my standard maximum damage roll.
What do you roll for damage?
So because I've got so this is crazy. I roll at the moment. I roll 1d10, and then I get 1d6 because of the advantage, and then I get +9 because of the power through pain and proficiency bonus with the weapon. And this is
think the
all
advantage is
from
only to hit it, isn't it?
yeah.
So
I
you
know,
roll the
it's crazy.
extra d6 to hit, not to do the damage.
For the advantage. So this is coming from their thing. When I turn off Blood Hunter and turn it
Yep.
back on, takes away the D6
from my damage.
Oh.
So like if I have no Blood Hunter on, I get 1d10 plus 9. And when I've got Blood Hunter on, it adds the d6 into the calculator. And then the power through pain is added as I add my HP on and off. And then if I have no damage, I get 1d10 plus 3. And I think that's from proficiency bonus with my weapon. But then when I add all my damage and stuff on, it ends up that this is the whole way that this class works, is being hurt and hitting. And
You do a lot of damage. At a certain point, it
Yes.
becomes moot, right? Because like once you pass that final threshold, any extra damage doesn't really change the outcome.
Yeah.
So you do a butt ton of damage to him. Absolutely.
I'm very mad and very empathetic towards the poor dinosaur? T-Rex?
Yeah. And I will say actually marks the stress as well due to the Naruto like team up of you two sort of like combining your attacks and doing severe damage. And he just sort of, he's very stressed. He's very hurt. And I think Amok's bypassed his severe threshold as well. So he's looking very rough.
It's very, very sad.
With that, he's going to burn 2 fear to try to escape. He doesn't have a lot of fear left. So he's going to burn 2 fear to try and disengage and leap into the ravine. And he's going to try and grab the pterodactyl egg on the way down. He's not guaranteed to get it. So first I need to roll I'm going to call this an agility check to see if he actually is able to grab it.
He's trying to grab the cable.
He's going to try and grab a pterodactyl egg. So he does grab one of the pterodactyl eggs. There's a couple there you can see, but he gets at least one. And he's going to dive into the ravine. I'm going to roll a strength check for him to see if he's able to essentially not pass out from diving into sort of rushing ice cold current. Okay. He disappears beneath the water and you don't see him pop up, but you're not sure if that means that he passed out or not.
Jesus.
You do see as he dives, you see Inoki sort of bursts out of the foliage on the other side and like cocks his wrist gun and just like fires a bolt at him. He says, "Dickhead!" And Clear's sort of by his side, sort of like pulling him like, "We must collaborate." And they've got like one of the cultists sort of tied up next to them. I think the one that ran towards the tower. But yeah, what would you guys like to do? You see him disappear into the water. You have a few sort of lackeys running around, but what would you like to do at this point?
Tidlick will attack the other guy on the bridge,
Yep,
or at least run at him and see what he does.
Does Tidlick have a battle cry or?
Yeah, he probably. I imagine he expands his throat. That's a really loud croak, sort of mating call crossed with really intimidating battle cry.
Sure.
Let's see, right?
I'd like
that's
to.
18 with hope.
Nice.
Yeah. You absolutely hit this guy. And I'm going to tell you, these guys are like made of paper. So no matter what you roll, he's going to go down. He's like militia call in reinforcements. Do you kick him off the bridge or just cut him down? Or what's the flavor here?
I reckon push him off the bridge into the ravine. That's the theme.
Yep. As he falls into the ravine that's getting very filled with bodies.
Soon it will be a dam.
Yeah, it will be them. And nature will find a way. Yeah, you can see the other two lackeys sort of look around and see their boss gone, and they sort of just like hold up their hands and put their weapons down. These guys are like, they've got like cultist robes, but they mostly got wrenches and hammers and tradesmen's tools rather than high-end weaponry. What else do you guys do?
Can
Pat,
I
my
do
dog
something
makes-
stupid again?
Sure. I would expect nothing else.
So can I, with my very sure-footed self, jump my way down the cliff and chase him into the ravine?
You could absolutely do it.
In a more graceful, less suicidal leap, more calculated, jumping my way down and diving in with intent, trying to retrieve that pterodactyl egg.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. I don't know the exact mechanics for your Ridgeborn Caprid class, but I imagine you
I
would
just
do
roll
this very...
I roll with advantage if you make me roll trying to traverse these sorts of terrains. That's all it gives me.
So give me an agility roll with advantage to get down there safely, sort of like without slipping off the cliff.
Yeah.
Then as you plunge into the water, I need a strength check to make sure you don't pass out from the cold.
Okay.
And then once you're in the river, you're going to have to roll reasonably high to find this guy who's sort of in this relatively fast-moving water. But it can be done. It can all be done.
I've got a 22 with fear on my agility check to try and get down there.
Okay. With a 22 with fear, you are able to get down there, but you see that one of the other eggs is dislodged by sort of falling debris. You could easily enough get down there, but if you want to try to save that egg, I'm going to need you to roll another agility check.
I'll try and save that egg. That is a 13 with fear.
You're able to catch it. You catch the egg as it slips off the cliff. And that's one of, you think 3 eggs probably total. So 1 egg with him, 1 egg you've caught, and 1 still on the cliff. You then need to roll me a strength check to see if you pass out from the cold water river.
That's
I
so
want to
good.
be clear, if you pass out in this fast-moving river, there are consequences.
Might
But you
kill
have
me,
several
right.
mates on pterodactyls.
I'm very empathetic. Does this help me with my strength and grit, which I also have a lot of against the cold? Because I have a minus to strength. All right. Here you go.
Oh, no.
It's a 3 with hope
Okay.
on a wing and a
That's right.
prayer.
So as you hit the water, you black out. Like the extreme cold, the shock, the battle, it catches up with you and you go unconscious and you start to drift. The current starts to drag you to the south and there's a countdown of 2 until you are dragged out of reach of your companions. There's some leeway there with pterodactyl speed, but you guys have to do something if you want to grab him.
Yeah.
Well, seeing we're out of room, and Ginger will rush best they can down the cliffside. Ginger will attempt to grab him with her robot teeth. Diving in, trying to.
Are you going to dive into the water as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay. To get down there, give me an agility check for you. I'll just say for you, and that'll include Ginger as your sort of companion.
Okay. Can I use Ginger's experience of for the pack?
Yeah,
For,
for sure.
keeping the team together.
Sounds great.
Passionate, angry, choosing this over revenge. Whoa. 14 with hope.
What sort of flashes through Room's mind as you sort of deftly navigate down to the base of the cliff?
Room's thinking about how they've finally found a bit of just companioning, and these fuckers aren't taking them away from him just yet.
Yep. Okay, so you're at the base of the cliff.
Yeah.
Are you going to dive into the water? Or are you going to try and throw, how are you going to get Kid out?
I will get the way into the water as Ginger brings Kid over to the.
Give me a strength check. Let's call it difficulty 12. This is to wade through the water and catch up to Kid.
Now you can tell me no for this one, because if I use Ginger's experience and I get a success with hope, my next action builds on that, I get advantage on said next roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Yay!
Okay.
I need it. Oh, it's already a fail. Shit. That's a 6 with hope.
With a 6 with hope, you go to grab Kid, and both you and Ginger are caught in a rip current, and you guys start being dragged down the stream. You're not unconscious, but you're dragged away from the bank.
Shit, this telephone.
Classic drowning.
That's right.
Room starts falling.
Mass drowning.
Don't get in the water. Don't get in the water.
Look, what are the others doing as this is happening?
Tiddling is
Can I-
definitely going to head down. Sorry, you go, Amor.
Oh, no, you go.
Well, Tiddling's going to head down to the
Positioning this
water.
being the end of MDT Daggerheart.
TPK by river.
Yeah,
4 episodes,
yeah.
the optimal length of any podcast, really.
Yeah, look, Tidlick's definitely going to head down to the water and wait for them to get closer, I guess. So that's why maybe Amox, you should do your magic
Oh,
first.
can I like whistle and try and get my pterodactyl mount back?
You can absolutely do it. Tidlick, do you want to move? You have 2 options. You can either run right down to the base of the bank, or you can move
Yeah.
to the middle of the bridge and try to fish for them as they go past. But like, there's
Yeah,
a decent. Yeah, like it would be. You'd have to throw a rope down or something.
Look,
did that.
I'm gonna pull out a Tidlick maneuver that no one's seen yet, and I can use my tongue to. You can use your long tongue to grab onto things within close range. Is what it says.
It's
I'm gonna
very
get close
Yoshi.
enough to use my long,
Sure.
sticky tongue to fish my friends out of the water,
Okay.
and they may never
I will
look me in
allow
the
it.
eye ever again.
Sure. So you can do that. You will only be able to grab one before, while the other is dragged. So about 30 feet for close range. So if you're sort of like hanging off the underside of the bridge, you could make it. You would only be able to grab one at a time rationally with a sort of a tongue grab.
I
Who
mean,
do
it
you
is a
grab
very
for?
long tongue.
You can try to grab 2. It will be more difficult if you try to grab 2 people with one lasso, if that makes sense. Just from a
I mean,
strength point of view.
I should probably go for the unconscious person, shouldn't I? I should go for Kid.
Okay.
I'm
Roll me agility or strength. I could be convinced on either here. Yeah, roll me agility or strength at your preference.
Agility is what I've rolled, and I've got a 15 with fear.
I think with a 15 with fear, what happens is you are able to secure Kid. You're kind of stuck precariously under the underside of this bridge, but AJ's character Room is being swept further down and is sort of knocked to the side out of reach. So you're able to lock on to Kid, but AJ's characters and Ginger are still drifting around and they're sort of knocked out of the way, unfortunately.
Being a mechanical being, does Ginger feel the cold?
You tell me. Remnants are funny creatures.
I mean, my whole plan was sort of based on no, but also I should have asked that first. Just more ability to withstand it, at least.
Yep. Hey, Mox, can you
see-
tell me what you're doing before we come to Room?
Can we try to swoop in with the pterodactyl? And I
Yep.
want to try and pick him up. But we'll do a thing where we flip upside down. So I'm dangling off with our hands as well.
Sure.
Try and grab on.
Sure. So you and the pterodactyl swoop down. Again, you're fishing someone out of a moving river. It's not that hard because he's not unconscious. Are you trying to grab both of them at once? Are you trying to grab Ginger and Room, or are you trying to grab just one at a time? Like, what are you doing here?
I will grab Room and Ginger can nip onto his heels or something.
Sure. Give me agility or strength. This could be either.
I'll roll agility since it's my higher one. And I got 12 with fear.
12 with fear. You are able to grab onto both of them. The consequence of the fear is that now you have Tidlick with Kid sort of dangling from a bridge, and you are on the back of a pterodactyl, just grasping with one hand Room as Ginger sort of dangles off Room's ankle, having latched on, and everything is very precarious and very dependent on what happens then.
Can Ginger do anything to assist us? So yeah,
I mean, that would be AJ's call, but what would you sort of think Ginger would do in this?
Oh, not Ginger. I meant
Lily Pilly.
Leo. Lily Pilly.
Yeah, I
Can
would
fly.
think it's reasonable that Lily Pilly takes her pterodactyl and would also come down to try to assist. I'm just going to double check she doesn't have anything else super cool that she can do.
I have no idea what she can do.
So we've used Voice of Dread, Nature's Tongue. So we've already, well, look, I'll be honest, someone's already used their tongue.
Being done.
Witch's Hope? No. And Commune and Hex are not really useful here. Herbal Remedies? Not particularly useful. Luckbender? Oh, that could be useful. While flying, you can mark a stress after an adversary makes an attack. No. All right. So it's basically just swooping and trying to grab. How I think this looks is they will try to assist one of you. Who do you think they would assist? I can just roll a d20 if you don't.
She can assist the kid, the conscious one. If I've already got the other two dangling on.
So she's able to swing by. She does roll reasonably well and swoops down and sort of grabs Kid and together like a fulcrum, just like swoops in, helps with the rope that Tidlick has attached and swoops them up onto the bridge. So you've got one person out of the river. Yeah.
I guess I'll try and make to the nearest shore. The three of us dangling like a circus act, flying through the sky.
Yeah, I think now that you have two pterodactyls teaming up, that would be easy enough to do. I don't think you need to roll for that necessarily. I think with time and with multiple people now helping, you're able to get them over to the shore. I want to hear what Tidlick and Amox think about as sort of their cutting down people, water's flowing beneath. Tidlick's from sort of a watery environment. Amox is swooping in and saving people. What's going through your heads, guys? What is this? Where's this coming from?
These damn buffoons. I gotta save these guys again. My God.
Tidlick's a little bit the same. He's amphibious. Drowning is kind of a foreign concept to him, but he's not these idiots. We gotta keep him alive. I finally got friends who goat men. They don't really talk to me, but I got to look after my tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are essentially able to wake up Kid, and there are still two lackeys sort of lurking around nervously to the northeast. You think the cultist leader has fled south in the river, and the Inoki's off to the northwest, just sort of like with Cleo. What do you guys do?
Can we get Inoki to come and join us with
Yeah, sure.
his prisoner?
Yeah,
sure.
We want to ask that prisoner where he was going, what he was going to do.
Yeah, sure.
Can I fly and get the last egg?
Yeah, you could absolutely do that. The pterodactyls are actually pretty keen to get in there. Now that there's the people have been driven off, they actually sort of are very easy to convince to go get that egg.
Before we get into interrogating, is there anything sort of left at the dig site that may indicate where they're going or who's been there, or just any things that they've left behind in their haste to not die?
So I'll assign you guys some scrap at the end. So you're sort of like stuff you can use to build tools. Just give me a quick roll to see how much you see. Give me let's be a perceive check. So
14 with hope. So much hope.
16.
So much
fear.
Okay. With a 14 with hope, you see a couple of things. You see cranes, you see sort of drills and sort of a natural habitat site. So you see sort of the natural site where the pterodactyls had nested. You see them also digging into the cliff as if looking for older remnants of perhaps previous nestings. You're not entirely sure what. You see that they were trying to extract the eggs as soon as they hatch. So you would know as a ranger, you would know that these remnants, these pterodactyl remnants, they can only breed and hatch their eggs in certain locations. So they migrate to hatch their eggs, much as birds can fly all the way from the Amazon to North America in order to do their seasonal migration. But they always hatch their eggs in a very specific spot. And you can see evidence of previous hatchings, scattered eggs, scattered debris, feed sites. You would also see that you think these people really wanted the eggs and they wanted the birds as soon as they were hatched. Like there's the equivalent of a nest heater, like an artificial nest with heating, and there's food prepared. And it's almost as if they were holding onto the eggs in the hope that they could grab the pterodactyl babies once they hatched. You also see some various accoutrements from the cult. So you see Fatherboard, clothing, supplies, food, some weaponry. And you find another data slate with the Fatherboard's sort of insignia on it, and a little like a map of the Echo Vale. And again, those 3 points marked of interest. So you see the Nereidus, Carcarus, the Tower of Forests, and you see the Northern Oracle, all marked on the forest on the map. And that's what you would find on a 14. You also have those lackeys just sort of like lying on the ground in fear.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Well, let's ask them some questions. While they're already afraid, they're feared. And on the ground, we'll have Ginger looming over the top of them and playing Growl.mp4 and get real close. What were you looking for?
And did you say play growl.mp4? That's actually quite good.
Yep.
The first cultist who sort of looks up, he's got like a sort of pencil thin mustache, hairy hair. He says, "Boss said we needed the pterodactyl eggs. He did. The boss wanted the eggs. He said we needed pterodactyls. Needed to be able to fly somewhere."
Fly where?
He didn't say that's above my pay grade, but he wanted. Not a lot of ways you can fly now, is there? Pterodactyl's a good way to fly.
It is. Where were you going to take them? Where'd you start from?
Look, I don't know. Like we got a base over at the. He sort of looks nervous for a sec, and he tells you about a base they've got in one of the mobile fortresses nearby. So they're operating out of one of the bandit caravans you'd heard about earlier, and he sort of points on your map and shows you where that is. It's a little to the west, but he also tells you that they were meant to bring one egg to there, one egg to the Nereidus, and one egg to the Tower of Carcarus.
And that guy's taken one of them and is presumably still alive.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, it knocked out you with your stout Ridgeborn physiology. It's not impossible he was knocked out, but you're not entirely sure. Carrowcroft Walkaway, sorry, was the mobile fortress that is bandit owned.
And how many strong at the mobile fortress?
He sort of looks nervous and says, hundreds, maybe thousands. I just deal with the diggings.
Okay. To what end? What's your plans in lot? What are we going to do with the diggings?
Boss had a plan to get rid of the remnants, filthy remnants. He was gonna unleash the Fatherboard on us, drive them out. Remnants.
Then, Edward, what's the Fatherboard to you then?
The Fatherboard's everything. It's the judgment from above. Boss preaches about it.
Oh, so it must be real.
It's real. You saw him call it down. You saw him call down those bolts.
I saw him run away like a little witch.
You see,
You saw that
guy,
too.
like, waits his
He
hands.
abandoned you, abandoned this guy, abandoned that guy. Not that strong.
That was the Ashen Patriarch will come back and he will deliver judgment.
Okay, buddy. And just give him a little pat on the cheek. Like, I'm done.
Can I ask him how much these eggs are worth?
Oh yeah. On the black market, you could get 1,000 quantum. Like, these things are rare. If anyone wants to roll me like recall or analyze, I could tell you a bit more. But like, he would expect quite a hefty amount of quantum on the black market for these.
Would it be knowledge?
Yeah,
Oh,
knowledge.
recall, yeah. I got a 19 with hope.
Yeah, you know that pterodactyl type remnants are actually pretty rare. In the Remnants Fury, a lot of them, they're fast moving, they're like scouts. So when they attacked, they swarmed and they attacked a lot of outposts, but they're not particularly durable. They're like light boned equivalent monsters. So they took a huge hit to their population. They're actually pretty rare to find a remnant pterodactyl. So you actually haven't encountered one in your travels previously. So these eggs are actually pretty valuable, and flight in general is very rare in the Echo Vale. Like, you can slide along the cables, right? But pterodactyls
Light.
are probably one of the only ways to fly around the Echo Vale. and you sort of think, well, why would you want to fly? Why would you want to fly? Is it speed? Is it mobility? Is it to get somewhere very high? You don't know entirely, but they're very valuable.
And they've got this like recurrent nesting pattern, so they're quite
Vulnerable.
Predictable almost, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And now these people know about it.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
almost like, you ever see those terrible videos of like when turtles lay their eggs and all the predators know to
Yeah.
go hunt them down?
Yeah.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
all right. What are we going to do with these guys?
That's the question.
Push him into the ravine.
Judgment. Feed the ravine.
It's the solution. If you like.
Yeah.
I mean, but if they survive, they'll know we did that.
Yeah, but like, hey,
So
just
like,
I just pull us a little bit away from the guys. Yeah, but they don't know who we are or what we're doing.
who fought the
second
frog
guy-
man?
It's funnier. Yeah, but like,
The second
You
guy
know
pipes
that.
up and pulls, I've got a kid and a wife back home. I just kind of got swept up in this. I don't know. This guy's kind of a dick, but like, this was kind of just like a job for me.
Have you got any money?
that's the thinking the other one was going
Uh,
to say. She's not going to be like,
Yeah,
fair enough.
he has about 100 quantum.
Cool.
Like, it's not a
It's
lot.
actually-
Like, it's probably like a prepayment.
I should actually play to my character and not the Sith Lord that I am.
It's
I think would probably not kill.
I feel like it's
Hey, we've
probably
We've got
shaking
like
their
15
faith a
minutes
little.
left, so you guys tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
Room's content to just let them carry on with a bit of shaken faith. And
Yeah. Just let it be known that your fatherboard leader was defeated this day.
and he abandoned you lot
And he abandoned you.
to the likes of us. You don't know us.
Leave us your cloaks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drop their cloaks.
Perfect. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And scat.
They start to head off into the forest. The one who had the kid and the wife, or said he had a kid and a wife, sort of like looks back at you and says, "Oh, look, I don't know. I'm not that high up in the cult, right? I don't know all the plans, but whatever's coming, you've got the first nail's going to do something in a month's time. You've got 1 month before he said he'd bring down the wrath." One sec.
I thought the coughing was a characterization.
Yeah.
That's
I
just- yeah.
was going to say that. Oscar-winning acting.
Brilliant.
Tuberculosis. Sorry. Dig site. Dust exposure. Not great for me.
Yeah.
In about a month, he said he's going to bring down the wrath and something about driving out the remnants forever.
Oh.
And like, I just needed a job. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I needed a job. It wasn't great. I shouldn't have taken it. That was on me. But I'm a dad. I've got a kid back home. I've got to feed. I've got a wife. I've got to look after. And it was a job, and it's hard out here. And
Hey, look, that's not a huge issue, actually. But if you can keep your job, but maybe if you see us around, you could give us a hand.
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Do you want my name?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he says it's Tree Crane.
Free Crane.
And he's sort of, his eyes like scanning the environment, looks at the trees.
Yeah.
Crane.
Not Crane, no.
Let him have this one. Room will go and try and finally free this T-Rex.
Yeah.
How's it
Sure.
doing with the single chain that
It is pretty loose. I would say that with the benefit of time and no snipers around, you were able to free this T-Rex eventually. And the T-Rex sort of shakes off the chains and looks at you and sort of nods at Ginger and sort of gives him a reluctant nod to you as a non-remnant. And then sort of shakes its head and starts to stomp off into the forest. Unless you do something else.
Wait, before he stomps off, can I ask Lily Pilly to let me ride it as well?
Sure. How are you going to ride a irritated T-Rex?
Oh,
You can
nicely.
talk to it, actually, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Hey, if you let us ride you to our next destination, we'll give you some stacks.
Snacks? Scooby snacks?
Scooby snacks.
Oh, right. That's pretty good. 2 Scooby snacks.
2 Scooby snacks, right?
And he
So-
seems. What are you going to provide him with as a Scooby snack?
Do we have any leftover meat or remnant appropriate diet for food in the camps there, boy?
Had
You could
corpses
feed
being
the
thrown in the
crane.
river.
You could do that. They eat both metal and organic matter, so you could feed him bits of the crane, or yeah, you could scrounge up something.
I'll strategy up whatever's at hand.
So the T-Rex reluctantly agrees to convey you through the jungle, but you get the sense that this T-Rex has a pack somewhere of its own and hatchlings to protect. So it'll happily carry you at a faster rate towards the Nereidus, but it will return at that point.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Let's go for a ride, fellas.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this encampment? Do you want to talk to Inoki? You send the other guys away.
Do we have the other
You've
guy?
searched-
Didn't Inoki
Yeah, Inoki's
tie
got
someone
one.
up?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we ask what he was up to?
Interrogate him. Yeah, where the hell was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see that the other guy has a message on a data slate, and he says, he looks pretty nervous, like he's been sort of roughed up by Inoki, and he says, "Look, I'm just a messenger. Like, I was just running this message to the tower so I can transmit it back to the headquarters, okay?" And he hands you over this data slate, and there's a message on there, and it says, "Have flight, ready assault, need keys, then proceed."
Tell us who he was going to send this to.
He tells you that it was going back to the Carracroft Walkaway, so the mobile fortress that sort of raids the other smaller mobile fortresses. It's like a literal moving metal machine with legs and buildings on the back, and that's where their main base is based out of. But you can see that it was meant to be copied also to someone on the Nereidus, the ship where Tidlick's ancestors were from. With that, you do actually see that the address is just a name, like it's the ID is just their name with a number of digits attached to the end, and the name is Arcus Senilis, and it's Arcus Senilis like 2, and you get the sense that someone already took the original Arcus Senilis at gmail.com equivalent.
Yeah.
That's atrocious.
Yeah, so they're somewhere on the Nereidus.
Arcus 2 on the narrative.
What a this is.
That's to the Nereidus.
Yeah, that's where we were going anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can we push this guy into the ravine?
I
Well,
think that would
here's
be
the
on brand.
T-Rex.
Yeah, maybe he's
Yeah.
hungry.
What do you guys do with him?
Feed him to the T-Rex.
T-Rex.
I
The T-Rex is a wild remnant. With it. You do not have to roll for that to feed him. Yeah.
All right.
Tidlick's wandered off, thinking about the Nereidus. He's taking no part in this.
And
distracted.
Inoki will actually come up and he'll say, "Did you get him?
Which one?
That absolute dickhead. First nailed."
Oh,
Oh,
he's on to-do list.
He went in the ravine.
so maybe.
It's like a cockroach. Gotta squash him. Just keeps popping back up.
Yeah, we'll get him. I also want his chest piece too. Looks pretty spiffy.
Amox, roll me something as you say that. Roll me analyze.
Yep.
So knowledge.
I rolled a 11 with hope.
With 11 with hope, something flickers in Inoki's eyes when you mention that chess piece. You're not sure what, but something does catch his attention.
I call first dibs.
I call second dibs. Double dibs.
What do you roll?
All right.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I think
No.
we've cleared this stuff out, haven't we?
Take a rest.
I think so.
Downtime.
No, there's no loot
Recuperate.
boxes shining for us to see.
No, I'll send you a summary of how much scrap you can roll for, so you can get some stuff, and we can maybe find a mechanic or someone to construct you some stuff for next episode. But yeah, you guys don't find too much. It's a camp dig site, and yeah, what do you guys do with the pterodactyls? They're sort of pretty keen to stay with their eggs. Do you send them back, or what do you do?
You can
Yeah, I
join us as well.
They like look at their eggs in the hatch site, and they're like,
They're not the smartest.
Whoever can still understand and says, "We must hatch eggs."
Oh.
So,
By pterodactyl friends.
How about
so
we,
unless you guys
Thanks for the
convince them, they
assist.
will just return to sitting on their eggs in the previous hatch site. Oh, Bob. I think that is probably a good point to wrap it up. And we'll say that you guys leave your pterodactyl friends 2 eggs, and amid a series of short characters stretched out across the back of a giant mechanical T-Rex, you accelerate into the jungle towards the Nereidus, where we will commence our next outing.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Onward.